This match is brought to you by Mr. Jumbles' Meowfuls. Do you ever look at your cat and think, that cat couldn't finish his dinner? Well, worry no longer, because Mr. Jumbles' Meowfuls are tasty and made with 100% natural ingredients like tuna, beetroot, sandwiches and lemonade. Take advantage of our Jumbles sale now with 50% off when you type in offer code I hate him on our website. Mr. Jumbles' Meowfuls, for people who love their cats.
Adele back healing it to the Queen, who's been looking magisterial in central midfield. Ed Sheeran finds Stormzy, and the opening goal has been scored. Stormzy slams it past Tom Jones, and he continues his great form for music stars in the Celebrity FIFA Cup into the World Cup for England, and it's 1-0.
Well, you'd expect Tom Jones to be better on the green grass of home. Why didn't he save that?
I've been trying to get the England fans going and you know, getting them up in spirits by chanting things like, come on England, and Gary Neville. But it's just not really worked.
So our touchline reporter for today, very happy to have him here, Jamie Carragher has joined us for this game, and Jamie's down on the touchline with an A-lister to give their thoughts on the game. Over to you, Jamie.
Sonage just down the sideline here with Christopher Walken. Chris, who do you think's going to have a big impact on the game for the US?
Wow, Jamie, I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're saying to me. Almost sounds like you're speaking backwards.
Well, I think that's a bit rich coming from you. It almost sounds to me like you're speaking in slow motion.
I mean, again, Jamie, I'm sorry. I have no idea what you're saying to me. I mean, wow.
Sorry about this, Sonage, back to you.
Well, never thought I'd say this, but once again the Scottish defence is undone by a meerkat.
Now Putin touching it through. It's Compare the Meerkat. It's 3-0. Scotland getting an absolute runaround here. Alexander Orlov from Compare the Meerkat. Well, it's a wonderful finish. 3-0 Russia.
Well, nothing complicated about that move. Simples.
Here's Roy Keane spreading the ball out beautifully towards Bono on the left-hand side. He plays it down first time to Mrs. Brown. There's space in the middle for Hornswoggle, and he's nodded it into the far corner. The smallest player on the pitch has scored a header. Who would have thunk it? It's 1-0 Ireland. Back to Jacksepticeye. Lovely little combination between the two of them. Cross is played in. Oh, it's ended up in a goal. Hornswoggle somehow won his header over Thor, who's over twice his height. How on earth has that happened? Hornswoggle's got two. It's 2-1 Ireland.
Greek team, now they're lacking Achilles this week, having a problem with his ankle, so they might miss him, and I miss him.
You scored a few headers in your time, didn't you, Alan?
Yeah, I did score a few headers, and that was for Arsenal. Gunners played for them, but I don't really like to talk about it that much.
If you were a Greek god, would that be your particular era of godliness? And would you be the god of sandwiches, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Either that or God of Headers. He sat up on Olympus with a goal next to me and someone like Hermes crossing him in and me banging him in top corner.
Michael, what do you reckon?
Well, football's all about scoring goals, and neither team scored a goal.
What do you make of it, Michael?
Scoring goals.
Oh, I think England on the up here. I sense another goal coming. Come on, boys, for the Empire!
Well, I just think with what you've said, you probably should try and get me in the commentary booth instead of Alan.
Shut up, Gary.
You shut up.
You shut up. Are you so hungry you could eat a camel? Well, don't eat a camel. Come and eat one of Big Al's sandwiches. We've got all your favourite flavours, from tuna and cinnamon, to walrus and cheese, to donkey and apple. And this week only, it's 2 for the price of 2. That's right, buy one sandwich and get another one for the same price you paid for the first one. Big Al sandwiches. I'm hungry, are you?
Seems like business is a-booming.
It is. Special offer on at the minute as well. Obviously there's the 2 for the price of 2 as you saw on the ad, but we've also got 1 for the price of 2. So you get 1 sandwich and you pay for 2 sandwiches, and then it makes me make more money.
2 substitutions being made here. Stormzy is going off to be replaced by Mr. Blobby up front. His first appearance of the tournament. his first appearance of the tournament, and Margot Robbie comes on for Kylie Minogue down the left for Australia. There is Mr. Blobby! Oh my goodness me!
Wow.
Almost the perfect introduction. He just flicked it up and banged it, and Iggy Azalea makes another save.
Well, instead of pestering old Edmonds, he's pestering the Australian defence. Wow!
And now it's Al Stewart. Oh, he's giving it away though. It's Mr. Blobby! He's absolutely
Blobby!
banged it in! Mr. Blobby with a fabulous finish, set up by the other substitute, William Shakespeare, and that surely puts the result beyond doubt now. It's 3-0 England!
Oh wow, well he creeped me out for ages as a kid, but he's made up for it now.
Thanks a lot, Alan. Just a quick word on Mr. Jumbles before you go, by the way. How's he getting on with the World Cup? Obviously, you're away from home quite a lot at the minute. Have you been keeping up with him?
Yeah, I've Skyped him a few times and he meowed it's coming home the other day, so he's excited.
Yeah, I heard you scored a few goals for Arsenal in your time, Alan, particularly from headers. What did you make of that one?
Yeah, well, it was quite similar to a few of mine. Obviously, I did score quite a few, but fair play to him. Alan-esque, what a banger. Well, he's far too quick for the defence, that lad. If he had wheels, he'd be a bike, and I'd ride him.
Yeah, great header, wasn't it, Alan, at the near post? You know a thing or two about headers. I heard you scored a few in your time at Arsenal.
Yeah, I did, you know. Scored a few headers at Arsenal, but I don't like to talk about it.
Back for them of Pedro II, Amado, Bolsonaro and Santos. That's Neymar's mum at right back, who, of course, plays her club football for young boys. Well, it was great running, wasn't it, down the left-hand side, and a fantastic header. Alan, I'm not sure even you could have done that.
Well, I definitely could have. In fact, I could have headed it in from halfway. Well, I didn't want to. Big game and... oh, hang on a sec. Let's get a call. What's Jumbles? Hello? Yeah, what do you want? I'm commentating. I left 2 beans in your bowl. Jumbles, I'll see you later. I can't talk now. Bye. Yeah, going to be a big game.
Of course, it's an interesting centre-back partnership, isn't it? Ivan the Terrible and Peter the Great. Seem like there'd be 2 contrasting figures at the back, but they seem to work well.
Yeah, one's good, one's crap. And a lot of people called me Alan the Header.
So Alan the Header, where did that nickname come from?
Well, it's funny you should say that. I used to play for Arsenal. Scored quite a few headers. No, it's all fake news. So hang on, not done yet. It's all fake news, and you can never tell, even with newspapers now, whether they publish stuff. Is it all part of a conspiracy? Are we all lizards?
What would be your wrestler name, do you think, if you did go into the WWE or something?
Big Al. Yeah, I don't know. I think it all is a conspiracy, to be honest. And maybe, like I said before, we are being run by lizards, and who knows if the earth is flat or round or square.
A couple of good headers scored in this game as well, Alan. I heard you're somewhat of an expert in that field. What did you make of the headering in this game?
Yeah, well, like you said with Joe Exotic there, the Canio move, they used to call it the Smitho header.
Yeah, great header. Did really well to get in there, didn't he, Alan? And being somewhat of a header connoisseur yourself, you had to say, you did well there.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I think a lot of people ask me questions about headers because I know a lot about them. Scored quite a few myself.
Who was that for, Alan?
Mainly for Arsenal.
Gary, how's it going down there?
It's Third Eye with Gary Neville. Oh, we're not doing that anymore. Yeah, sorry, I just got a bit confused. I forgot this was a live game, and sorry, Sonage. I don't know what to do. This is awkward.
Alan, I know you're missing home, but during the commentary, you really should turn your phone off just to avoid any notifications going off like that.
Yeah, I know, just Mr. Jumbles keeps texting me saying I haven't left a key for him to open the back door.
What are you going to do about that? Is there anyone that can let him in?
Well, you're just going to have to wait. Oh, it looks like I've just had another text from Mr. Jumbles. He just said, #it's coming home.
Alan, I saw on Twitter the other day you're enjoying a nice relaxing bath. I noticed you were holding an iPad and you were watching an old Arsenal-Liverpool game, I think it was, just reminiscing about the old days, were you?
Yeah, you know, I think the bath is the best place for nostalgia, as they say. I think Socrates said that. Yeah, I was just Looking back at some old headers.
It's played in here. Conor McGregor with a charge. Oh, brilliant save though from Boris Johnson, turning it behind the post. He's been fantastic recently. In the last game he was so good, and we know he likes to defend his friends and colleagues, maybe if they don't even deserve it, and he showed it there. Great save. I'll be back in a second, just going for a quick week.
Okay, the Irish got the ball now. Can't see who is that. Some guy's got it, passes it back. He passes it forward, passes it again. I can't see. How does Sonage see who's got the ball? They're miles away. Oh, hang on, I've got a screen here. I can see. Oh, that's better. Whips it in and headed clear. Nice, good game. England. Pass it. Yeah, more passing now. They're going further up the pitch. That's the aim. Trying to get to the other goal. Another good pass. Hurry up, Sonny. Yeah, more passing, and yeah, that's a good ball out wide to that guy. He gives it to the other guy.
Oh, that's better. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Cheers for filling in, Alan.
That's all right. I think I did quite well. I don't know about you, but I'm fed up of all these volleys and people using their skill nonsense. Maybe if you miss the good old-fashioned days when people used to knock it in with their head, then my DVD is for you. Heading in the right direction with Alan Smith. You can watch a compilation of all my headers. Like, look at this one. Bang! On me head, son. Not off me head, son. Bang! Oh, watch me nod that one in. Kabama slap. Great header. What a smash of a header that was. Heading in the right direction with Alan Smith. Bang!
Just looking at the fans, I think England are really on top here. They've really managed to be the side that they want, if that makes sense.
Sorry, Gary, you've got a bit of a problem with your microphone, I think. You keep cutting out. Can you still hear us?
But working to the corner, Oedipus complex, walls of Troy. It's probably why Owls will take over eventually.
Well, it seems we're having a bit of technical difficulty there with Gary's mic. We'll maybe go back down to him later in the game.
Brilliant move. Great from Conor McGregor there. Ultimate. Well, to talk about UFC, it stands for Ultimate F***ing Good.
Veteran England player yourself, Michael. What do you make of it?
Well, as I've said before, football's all about scoring goals, and when it comes to playing the football, you really have to try. Oh, they've got a goal, they've scored a goal!
Well, here's Prince Philip, who's been drafted in by Greece at the last second, but it looks like a mistake. He's had an absolute car crash so far.
I noticed when Glute came off, the German fans were chanting, Umpa, Lumpa, Dupa-dee, do. Augustus Glute is coming for you.
There's the confirmation, by the way, of the yellow card for Oscar Pistorius for this foul. Late challenge there. It's almost like he's not used to having legs that long, as he's.
Jesus.
A pet of yours that we hadn't heard about before, Larry the Mule.
Yeah.
Tell me about him.
Well, I found him in a. I found him in a pub in Bletchley, and he was absolutely hammered. And I said, "Larry, I'll take you in, son." And he came home with me, and he's been chilling in the garden ever since.
The USA just working their way up the touchline here as Landon Donovan plays it in first time. There's Beetlejuice! He's done it! Would you believe it? The shortest player on the pitch has scored an absolute cannon of a header. Brilliant cross first time. Beetlejuice has got two. What an addition to the squad.
Well, he's not the best at celebrations, but he scored a banger of a goal.
I know you were slightly renowned, weren't you, in your playing career for scoring a few headers. I looked at it the other day, actually, and in total, you've scored 98 headers throughout your career. That's impressive.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed not to get 100, but that's just how it is sometimes. I remember on the 98th header, I knocked it in, and I thought, you know what? That's enough headers.
Gary, what's going on?
Well, they're just trying to get a bit of chanting going, but I'm trying to make them sing the Gary Neville. I'm not sure if you've heard what that is, but it's going Gary Neville, we love Gary Neville, he's the best player in the world.
Thanks, Gary. Just before we go, I can hear Michael Owen down there. Just wanted to have one last word. Michael, obviously we've seen a great game today and some real action. What did you make of it?
Oh, that was a lot of goals.
So Alan, you brought up in the last couple of commentaries that alongside your cat, Mr. Jumbles, you also own a mule called Larry. I know obviously you've been away from home for quite a long time now, commentating on the World Cup, but how are those two getting on at home?
Well, it's not just those two. I've got a little plot of land and I've got a few animals. I've got Curtis the cow and Darren the seal.
Michael, what an incredible game this has been.
Well, I might have said this before, but football's all about scoring goals.
That was far too easy for him to get through. Ball came in from the west and bang! 4-1. Oh, I'm on fire today with these puns.
Michael Owen, who's on the touchline for us now, has some thoughts about the game. Michael, what a game this has been.
Goals.
Join us for the Celebrity FIFA World Cup final next. And it's...
COVID-19's affected us all in different ways, especially seals. With the ban on travel, no one could go out and film them on the beach, so they're bored and they don't have any work to do. Look at this poor guy. Seal the Deal is a charity I started to get seals into apprenticeships, and for just £10 a month you could pay for a seal to become a sparky or a plumber. Upon your donation you'll receive a welcome pack, a cuddly toy seal and a free cat and possibly a sandwich. But don't hold me to that, so why not get my seal of approval and donate now? The seals need your help. Don't wait. Text SEAL to me now. And remember, there's no I in seal.
Michael Owen is down there on the touchline for us. Michael, what are your thoughts on the game so far?
Football's all about scoring goals.
Well, so here he comes, Alan Smith for England. He comes onto the pitch to try and save them from the USA. Stormzy scored that penalty in the first half being withdrawn, but here comes Alan Smith. He's got about 18 minutes of game time to see if he can win the World Cup for England. How are you doing, Gary?
Neville's time to shine. Gary Neville. I'm good, yeah. Looking forward to watching Alan mess it up again.
Into the penalty area, it's played in. There's Alan Smith! Oh, he's missed it! It was the chance of a lifetime with his head as well. Alan Smith has missed a header. What's going on in the world?
Well, he's been banging on about his 98 headers since as long as I can remember, and first opportunity just to nod in a simple one, and he's missed it. What an Alan. I just want to take this chance to talk about a comedy sketch that I've thought of. It was about KSI, and he works as a detective on CSI, and then when he turns up to the crime scene, he says, "I'm KSI from CSI," and they're like, "What?" "Yeah, Detective KSI on CSI with Gary Neville."
Jamie Carragher. Jamie, thanks a lot for coming to join us here. What a final this has been.
Sorry. This is when you start reaching into the depths of the Gary Neville-ness that you carry with you in the game.
So it is Alan Smith up first for England. Oh, and he's smashed it into the top corner.
Can't deal with this.
KSI, who's up next for England, has to score to keep them in the World Cup. It's KSI. He's missed it. And the USA have done it. Unbelievable scenes. They've been down to 10 men for the entire game. They haven't led once, but they've won the Celebrity FIFA World Cup.
Absolutely distraught. As much as I don't like Alan sometimes, I really gutted they didn't win that one. Worked so hard for it and just not deserved.